In this lecture, I am going to show you how to set up a database using Phpmyadmin, and I will show you how to add accounts and how to set up a database, how to set up tables, and so forth. So anyway, the first thing that we need to do is actually bring up Phpmyadmin, and all of your servers should actually have this set up already. There's going to be a Phpmyadmin link right off of your server. So you're going to need to log in, and I will report the default password to you in class. Anyway, you log in, and what you should see here is a screen that looks very much like this one. And uh, the first thing that you're going to want to do is set up an account for yourself. So you're going to go to Privileges, select that, and I've already created 2 accounts. There's basically 3 different um, versions of an account that you want to create. Um, so um, you're going to want to create one for localhost, one for host any. That's what this percent is, and then you might want to create one also for 127.0 but 1. I have found actually that it's sufficient to just do these 2, and primarily because most of the queries that you're going to be doing are going to happen from one server onto the same server, and so you could actually even do it without this other one here of the percent, um, and just have a localhost account. But anyway, so let me go ahead and add a user. And I'm going to give the name CSA 383 user, and I'm going to select, let me just make it local and type in a password, and type in that password again. And then there's some options here. It says, do I want to create a database for the user? So it says create database with same name and grant all privileges, or I can ask, grant all privileges on wildcard name and so forth. But anyway, I'm just going to say none because we will create our database later. And then there's global privileges that you might want to set. Um, I would say that you don't want to do any of the administration um, uh, access for the user. I pretty much leave that all to the root user account. Um, and then I would also say that you should do your privileges at the database level, not the global level. You can do select, but I would leave the other ones blank. And then I'm going to click on go. And that has created the user. So now I should be able to go back home, look at the privileges, and my user is there, CSA 383 user localhost. Now if you plan on creating programs that are going to access the database remotely through direct connections, then you can create an account that uses the AnyHost symbol. Um, but again, I don't know, I think that it's sort of a toss-up whether or not you want to do something like that. I think if you have something that does all the access is local, that might be a little safer perhaps. It may or may not be. Um, but anyway, uh, I am not going to create another user, or I'm not going to create the other variant for it. I'm just going to go ahead and just stick with localhost. Okay, so let's go back home, and I'm going to create a new database. I'm going to call this database wishlist, and do a create. Actually, let me go back. I'm going to drop this table. Yes, drop wishlist. Let me create that again. So I want to set the encoding for the database also. You'll see here that there's a number of different encodings that are available, and I should probably do something like UTF-8 general for the database, and I'm going to set this one to general also. Okay, do it again. UTF-8 general. Okay, now I'm going to create my database. So again, wish list. And so there it is. It's created a database wish list. The default character set is UTF-8, and it's going to set my correlations to general CI. All right. So within this, I'm going to create within this database. I'm going to create a new table. And so let me see. I'm going to call this Xmas, Christmas. Christmas, capital C. And let's see, the number of fields, let's see, I'm going to have the name, I want to have an ID, I want to have the description of the item, I want to have, I don't know, so I'm going to just say 6. We'll make these up as we go. Okay, so you'll see here that it's given me a nice interface that I can use to create my table. And I can actually even add more items in here if I want to. I believe that I can also delete things from the table if I want to, either on this interface or somewhere near it. So let's, if I can, yes, I can hide that part of it. So I can increase all of this. Okay, so the first thing I want to have here is the item ID. This is the, I'll make this an integer. This is the ID that I'm going to be using to just uniquely identify each of the items. I'm going to just use a default collation. I'm going to say that it is not null. And somewhere in here, I can set this as the primary key. See, this one says unsigned. I'll make it unsigned. And I'm going to do an auto increment on this. And this one right here will allow me to set that it's the primary key. So that's my first item. And then I'm going to have the, let's see, gift name. And I'm going to say that it's at the most 40 characters. And that's all I need there. Let's see, then gift E. What should I call this? I'm just going to call it for a person, 2-person. Let's do that. Person, 4-person maybe. Okay, and then I'm going to say at the most 20 characters for the person's name. I'll have a description. I'm going to have that be, let's see, medium text. And let's see, catalog number if known. And that'll be, actually we'll just do varchar again. And also have that be 20. And let's see, so this is the Christmas table. Let's see, let's put a price in here, just in case we know what the price is. And make that a decimal. Okay, so that's my table, and I'm basically going to use this table to create a wish list. This is particularly for Christmas items, um, and we'll be able to add things to the database. Okay, so let's see, I want to save it, and there it is. That's the definition of my table. Now, Phpmyadmin, in addition to allowing you to create databases and tables and set the permissions, will also let you set the permissions per table. So I'm going to go home and click on databases, and then click on wish list. And you'll see here these are the permissions for the database. I'm going to set the permissions for the CSA383 user. And I'm going to say that they can select and insert and update, delete, file. Let's see, do they need to do any of these? I don't want to allow them to drop. I just want to be able to add things to the database but not actually modify the database in any way. So we'll call that good. And click on go. So now with this this particular user will be able to add things to the database, do selections, and a number of other things. So anyway, so that's a setup within Phpmyadmin. If you click on the actual database, you'll get a summary. There's nothing in my database right now, so I could actually set up a query. Let me use some SQL to add something to the database. And let's scroll this over here. And I think that I can get somewhere, I can get, let me do it as a query. No, not as a query. Let's do SQL. I can actually get a summary of the different elements within the table, but I'm looking at it in the wrong place here. I'll click on Christmas. There we go, Christmas, and then SQL. There we go. So now here are the names of the fields, and I'm not going to do a select, but rather an insert. So insert into Christmas, and then gift name for person, catalog number, and let's see, what else? We need price. Let's see, and then let me put a description in here also. And values. So let's see, Lego Star Wars Death Star, and this is for me, just in case any of you want to get one. Let's see, description. This is the full Death Star model. And the catalog number, I'm going to make something up here, DSLG 9X90. And then the last thing is the price. This thing is like $399. Get a new iPod or iPhone, or get the Lego Star Wars Death Star. Alright, so that's my query. Execute that, and then it tells me it's inserted the row. And now if I click on Christmas and browse, should have my row. There it is. So catalog number, price. Oh, I forgot to fill in the price. Oh wait, the price didn't take. Oh, I think that I didn't. Oh, I used quotes, didn't I? I shouldn't have used quotes. Anyway, we can modify that, I'm sure. I wonder if I can modify it right here on the table. Yes, I can. Excellent. Okay, so 399.00. And then save. Go back to previous page and see there it is. Price $3.99. So anyway, so that's that's Phpmyadmin. Some nice, really nice functions here to do management of your database. So anyway, in the next couple lectures, we'll look at how to use PHP to manipulate and query the database.